Hey there, Captains. It's Reem again with another update for Iron Chef. This one for round 3 of 4. Um, this time I'm going to be putting the restrictions that both me and my opponent had in the description, just to streamline things a bit more. Just know that both me and my opponent for the week both met all 4 requirements, so we each got the extra team points added on to our final scores. So for this week, based on my restrictions, I decided to go with Rebels. I decided to go with Raddus because I've been hearing a lot of talk about Raddus, and I thought I'd actually try Raddus since I don't normally fly Rebels, and I had restrictions that kind of would make Raddus work. I could still use Raddus, that is. So I threw Raddus on an MC-30 with Ezra, Ordnance Experts, Advanced Projectors, External Racks, and H9s. The payoff for Raddus, I decided to make a MC-80 battle cruiser with Lando, Kanan, and Sholin, medical teams, ion cannon batteries, XI-7 turbo lasers, and spinal armaments. Um, I'm just one thing I want to comment on the XI-7s and the ion cannon batteries. I thought would be a good combo, as the ion cannon batteries can remove an extra shield in the hull zone you're shooting, and they can't redirect it with the XI-7s. So it's a way to turn a dice into additional relevant or more relevant damage, especially since they can't do it. It worked alright this battle. Then I have a GR75 with Sabine Wren and CommsNet. I brought Wren just because I think in the Discord channel, maybe 3 or 4 days previous to me making the fleet, someone had mentioned that you can kind of do fun things with Sabine Wren and Ezra by throwing like a proximity mine on an obstacle and then using Ezra to throw the obstacle into him. And I want to try that, so I threw it in the fleet for fun. And then as far as squads, we brought Han, mainly because I wanted Lando as the officer on the 80, and also I think Han would be good with Raddus if you're going against like a super carrier. If they're gonna like bomb whatever you drop, you can at least set Han in to help guard whatever exposed side you have. I have Kanan Jarrus, Ketsu, Shara, Green Squadron, Rogue Squadron, a Z95 Headhunter, and an A-Wing. So a fair amount of deployments here. I padded it a little bit with the Z95 just to get that extra deployment. And then for objectives, we went most wanted because I can throw that on the GR75. Planetary ion cannon, just because, and infested fields, just because. As well, it's free points to pick up and some squad control. So that's what I had for my list for the week. Came in at 400 points. My opponent for the week was Pluisjen. I believe I said the name right. Apologies if I didn't. He brought an Admiral Akbar fleet, with the main combat ship here being Assault Frigate Mark II, with Captain Rex, expanded hangar bay, early warning system, and linked turbo laser towers. Akbar himself is on a CR90 A with turbo laser reroute circuits and Jaina's Light. Then there is a Hammerhead Torpedo Corvette with Cham on it and external racks. Another CR90 with enhanced armament and Tamta 4. And then a little squad ball here of 2 Lancer class pursuit crafts, Lando in the Millennium Falcon, Rogue Squadron, Dash, and another Kanan. For objectives, Pluisjen brought Rift Assault, Contested Outpost, and Solar Corona, and his fleet came in at 399 points, so he had the bid. So we'll jump over to pictures I took for the rounds. So Pluisjen in this game chose to go second, so I got to pick from his objectives. Didn't want me going first with the MC-30 if it could be helped. So this is us at after deployment. I chose Contested Outpost because with only 2 ships to drop down and like 1 extra squad deployment, I really wanted to have a focal point, and most Rift Assault wouldn't really give that, and Solar Corona really wouldn't give that as other objectives. And I knew if I had an MC30, I really wanted to know where it was going, so the Contested Outposts kind of led to that. Also, Pluisjen decided to put it over on a side, which I was happy with. That meant I could just skirt along this side, and it would be a little bit trickier for these little smalls that come in from either side using the Akbar dice, which was what I was really worried about. As part of deployment here, I just did some arrows about how I thought things were going to go initially. The MC30's plan was to dive in right on Contested Outpost, probably drop the MC80 after round 3 or start of 4, maybe. If they were really coming in, it would be at the end of 2. If I went up to 4, I was going to play it out. Just see how that went. It's got NAS queued basically for the entire game. The GR75 is just going to trail along. Just going to delay. It's a delay if I need it, and then also it is here to command some of the non-rogue squads to get them into the thick of it. MC80, I'm hoping to drop back here. That's what that red arrow is for. To kind of just smash through whatever's going up this way for Pluisjen. And then also this nice little debris field here, I was going to do the Sabine Wren and Ezra trick to push this obstacle this way to help guard these 2 or possibly 3 ships from getting shots on the 30, get some obstruction, or at least make them take a mine coming in. As far as what I thought Pluisjen was going to do, the Assault Frigate obviously is going to be what's probably on the station the entire game. The Hammerhead is going to come in to contest the 30. This CR90 is also going to come in. Probably initial plan like this. I don't know what's going to happen when I put this obstacle here. Could fly through it and around and just play behind me, or could go like around like this. This is Akbar though over here, I should point out, so that is the one that you definitely don't want to lose. And we do have some like rogue bombers and stuff to be a little nervous about. And then we had this other CR90 without Akbar. That was either going to go on the far outside and just try and get the 30 from over here, shooting in this direction, or I could see it coming in like this. Since the outpost doesn't give obstruction in contested outposts, it could just fly like this, nice and slow, and throw side shots into the front of the 30 and shoot the 80 when it drops as well. So that's kind of how I figured the game was gonna flow, or that's what was my thought at end of deployment here. So we'll go to end of round 1. So end of round 1, Hammerhead's lining to come up. CR90's a little bit farther back than I expected. This one's coming in a little bit slower than expected, so definitely playing cautious here. And the squads are positioning back and forth. I actually got a little bit zealous with Kanan, baited Dash and Lando in. I'll say it was on purpose, but maybe not. Not used to using or dealing with rogues as much as I am here. So Kanan almost died, but Cloak saved him, but it did leave Lando and Dash in a kind of forward position. So plan here is probably go with Han Solo. I'm going to do the thing to put the mine and then push this obstacle forward. Go with the 30, park it so I'm like at long of the assault frigate, and then going with the squads. Shouldn't really be threatened by anything. I should only be really taking dice from the assault frigate this round on the 30, and I'm fine with that. It's got 2 evades, so probably mitigate any real damage that does come through. So we'll go to the end of next round. So you can see what happened over the course of that round. This obstacle did come flying up. Didn't really affect anything. The hammerhead maybe turned in a bit sharper to avoid it. This CR90 is fine. The squad battle raged back and forth. It was actually kind of funny. Like, Pluisjen's rogue squad rolled and got like no damage. My rogue squadron rolled and got like 1 damage. So it's kind of a wet noodle fight, or not much going on here. No squads are really going down. We got some that are a little low, but for the most part, no real decisive action there. The 30 is in position. Only has the assault frigate in its front arc. The side arc isn't in there. It does have the hammerhead in side arc, so the plan is to hopefully, with external racks, one-shot the hammerhead. And honestly, I'm kind of liking where I'm at with the assault frigate because I'm just in the front arc, and if I kill the hammerhead, I'm not too threatened. So plan is to just go the hammerhead or the 30 first, kill the hammerhead, and hopefully just like ram the assault frigate, and not be in a lot of danger because my squads are still locking down stuff, and this 30 is actually fairly safe here. Also, start of next round, I'm going to drop the 80 back here. Definitely threaten the assault frigate, but also try and land a double arc on the 90. Leave myself some options here in case I want to take out that activation, and just see how Pluisjen activates. Give myself options. So, the next one, I believe this one is at the top of 3 after I drop the 80. Yeah. So, I drop the 80, give myself a nice little double arc on the CR90, but still in a really good position to shoot the assault frigate. Really liking this position. So we'll go to the end of the next round, which is the end of 3 here. So end of 3, I did manage to one-shot the hammerhead with external racks. Then the MC-30 rammed here. Assault frigate shot into the 80. Actually, the 80 took quite a bit of damage here, and then also rammed the 30. So the 30's down on 1 health remaining and only 2 shields gone because it's rammed back and forth a number of times. Squad battle went more in my favor. We cleaned up Dash, we cleaned up some other generics. Got a couple of Lancers over here. That's the main threat. I'm just kind of zoning out his Akbar by threatening my rogue bombers on it. And then next turn, it's really not looking good for the 30. Or for the 30 and the assault frigate, I should say. So we'll go to end of 4. End of 4. 30 is just alive. We killed the assault frigate. Squads get cleaned up, except for Kanan, who I hit with this Gazanti, and then it jumped up and killed my Kanan. And then Akbar's flying away. This is basically the end of the match. I think we play out the other 2 rounds real quick just to see if any of the rogue squadrons here. Technically, Lando's still alive, but he dies at the top of next round by Han. Just to see if any of these squads can get up and kill Kanan. Kanan, with his movement and cloak, gets like right in the corner, and I'm not fast enough to catch him. So that wraps up the game. Fairly decisive victory, but still very fun match. I think the main benefit was just the fact that we were playing contested, and it really let me know where the 30 was going to go, and also just the station being here on the side made it so that the smalls with the like Akbar dice couldn't really threaten me from 2 angles. They could only really threaten me from the one side, so just stayed away from them as much as possible, killed the assault frigate and anything else I could get my hands on, and kind of carried the game through there. So I believe it was a 9 2 in favor for me, so 10.5 to 3.5. And overall, a good game, good opponent. I think some of the restrictions that Pluisjen had limited the fleet performance. It wasn't quite as optimal as mine. I mean, this 30 is, even without foresight, is just super devastating with the H9 and external racks. I know in test games that I've had, I'm losing like Venators to this build, kind of, except with foresight, so it's even tankier. Just a real pain to try and kill and get to field it. Was very powerful. So overall, great game. 1 round left to go. It's been posted already. I'm theorizing what we're gonna do. It's either gonna be Rebels or Imperial. But whenever the game's done, I'll be sure to put up the video for the last round. Anyway, have a good one.